This is all very disconcerting, Tom, you know. Cosmic justice, intellectuals and race, quote, no individual or group can be blamed for being born into circumstances that lack advantages, but neither can society be automatically assumed to be either the cause or the cure for such disparities.
Yeah.
Close quote. So what you're arguing is that despite centuries of, several centuries of slavery, I'm talking now about the African American experience in this country, slavery ends, you've got decades of Jim Crow, you've got policies that have created substandard conditions in one inner city in America after another to this day. Despite all of that, for the African American child born in inner city Detroit tomorrow, it just is what it is. It's nobody's fault that that child is likely to have worse life expectations than the white kid born tomorrow in Greenwich, Connecticut.
That's true. You can't, the ease with which people draw connections between one thing and another.
Hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Vermore, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to SowellTV, and this is why blacks have so much today and are still poor. Oh my god. Alright guys, can't wait to get into the video, but before we get started, we have some amazing people watching us for the first time. If you're new to this channel, hello, I'm Vera. I do reaction videos. Do something that you love, why not join Veracity? Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that's guys, let's go on.
Just amazing. I mean, it's like I mean, the average of black kid today, I think, is probably better off, certainly materially, than say Ben Carson was when he was growing up.
Ben Carson, the famous black surgeon at Johns Hopkins.
Right, right.
Who is immensely accomplished in every way.
Yes.
Right.
I would say that certainly the black kids who are growing up today have a higher material standard of living than I had. The difference was that the schools were good when I came along. They were especially good in New York at that time, hard as that is to believe. But the kids who grew up in that same place where I lived, they will not get that same education. Now that can be blamed on somebody, but it has very little to do with what happened 100 or 200 years ago. And it's true in other countries. I mean, in Nigeria, for example, there's a tribe, the Igbos, who are living in one of the least fertile parts of Nigeria, who were in fact enslaved in centuries past by other tribes and so on. When the British moved in and set up schools, the Igbos went for the schools. By the time Nigeria became independent, the Igbos had climbed above the other groups that had been ahead of them to begin with. So, but there are all kinds of cross currents of factors. The particular culture, or the particular geography, you run through the whole list of them.
You cite, in Intellectuals and Race, you cite an observation by the intelligence expert, IQ scientist, James Flynn, that just stopped me cold. After the Second World War, you've got large numbers of American troops remaining in Germany. For that matter, there's still several tens of thousands there today. And both black and white American soldiers.
So he said something about Nigeria. I'm actually a Nigerian, and was talking about the Igbos, that they developed the school and it made them a step ahead. Anyways, I'm not Igbo. And what he said is actually fact. The fact that you were born poor doesn't mean you have to stay poor. A very valid point. Let's go on.
Had children with German women. And Flynn discovered that those children growing up in Germany showed no IQ differences at all. The black kids and the white kids, the same. Quoting Intellectuals and Race, Professor Flynn concluded that the reason was that the offspring of black soldiers in Germany and now you're quoting Professor Flynn, grew up in a nation with no black subculture,
Yes.
close quote. Which means what? Which means they experienced exactly the same expectations. Is this
No. The expectations are external. The culture in which they grew up was not the culture in which black kids grew up in America today.
So they
There's
had
no gangster rap that was pervasively available in Germany.
So here's what I'm getting. There is something about black subculture in America today that holds African Americans themselves back.
Yes. In fact, I went into this in a previous book on which about black rednecks and white liberals, because that same subculture.
Let's talk about two of your books here. Go ahead.
Because that very same subculture held whites in the South back as well. That in the time this mental testing in the First World War turned up, among other things, the fact that whites from various 4 or 5 southern states scored lower on the mental test than blacks from 4 or 5 northern states. And so it really was a question of the subculture that was there, which was a handicap to both.
All right. And so whose job is it to say, wrong subculture, folks, you're harming yourselves?
Well, I would think in an ideal world that intellectuals might take on that task, but the world that we live in, I've noticed, is not ideal.
Wow. Thomas Sowell is a genius. Most people, they just make themselves a victim of their circumstance. Keep the bar high and people would reach for it. It requires work to be competent. Most people, they don't know how to save. Like, I'm this kind of person that I don't know how to spend money lavishly. Some people, once they collect their salary, they're already owing. Like, I don't know how to borrow from people. But for some people, it's an habit. Even when they have money, they will still borrow to add to their money, to get something that is meaningless, that would not even add any value to their life. Fine, you want to live life, you want to take care of yourself. Fine, you can do that. But don't do that. Do it with your sense, with your brain. You don't spend lavishly, or because you want to impress. You want to use the latest iPhone, spend your money on drinks, buy whatever. It's an habit for most people to just squander their money, borrow. You want to pay back that person, you're still borrowing to pay the person back. It doesn't make no sense. Honestly, it doesn't. Having 40 pairs of sneakers is not the way to generate intergenerational wealth. We need to think big. We need to think deep. Unfortunately, not so many people have that kind of sense. They spend too much money on fake hair, fake nails, lashes, makeup. You know, I don't know how to apply my own makeup. Yeah. Then I noticed that makeup takes a lot of money. Like, if I want to do my makeup, if I go to a makeup artist these days, the prices they are calling is outrageous. When I wanted to do my birthday shoot, it was outrageous. And then and there, I decided that, okay, you know what? I am going to get my makeup products. I'll start applying my makeup myself. Then I would also become a makeup artist. I will start doing makeup for other people. Because I realized that I don't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money to start. Each time I want to do my makeup, I have to pay a huge amount of money. Now, when I learn makeup, I can do makeup for other people and make my money. Do my own makeup. Especially when I'm a social media person. I'm a content creator, so most times I go out to create content and stuff. And you have to kind of be on makeup. You have to be on makeup sometimes. Right now, I'm not even on makeup, so you have to be on makeup. You have to look good. You have to look nice. But then I'm not gonna do that and empty my bank account. I'm not gonna do that and have no savings. You should have savings. You should have savings. Spend more. Save more than you spend. Save more than you spend. One of my friends used to say this. used to say if he wants to get something, let's say he wants to get, I don't know, probably this headset. If this headset, if the amount in his account cannot buy this headset twice, then he can't afford it. For me, before I can get this headset from my money, I should be able to afford this twice or 4 times before I would go for this. But some people, they don't even have the money to buy this. They only have half of the money. Then they will borrow. They will buy it. Then when the person say, where's my money? They will borrow to pay that person. I've seen people like that. And it is crazy. It is crazy. Gosh. What are your thoughts on this? What do you guys think about this video? Drop a comment down below. If you enjoy content like this, please do well to join the family. Join Veracity. Hit the subscribe button below. Turn on the post notification bell so you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that, guys, I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.